Today, we're going to dive into what might be the single greatest, most pivotal journey in all of recorded history. We're talking about the Isra wal Miraj, the night journey and the ascension of the Prophet Muhammad. You've probably heard some version of the story that sounds just like this, right? Kind of simplified, almost like a myth. But the reality, the reason this all happened, and what it all means, well, that's a much deeper story. You see, this incredible journey wasn't just some random, fantastical event. It was a direct response from God. It happened at the absolute lowest, most desperate moment in the Prophet's life. It was a message of hope when pretty much all hope seemed lost. To really get the power of this journey to the heavens, we first have to understand just how bad things were for the Prophet on earth at that time. Okay, so get this. In a very short span of time, he faced a complete social and economic boycott from his own community. Then he lost his wife, Khadija, his greatest source of comfort and support. And then he lost his uncle, Abu Talib, who was his political protector. So he seeks help in a nearby city, Taif. And what happens? He's violently chased out and stoned by the people there until his shoes literally fill with blood. And to top it all off, he comes back to his own hometown of Mecca, only to find he's been stripped of his citizenship. Just imagine that, completely alone. So it's right here, at rock bottom, in this moment of total isolation during the 11th year of his mission, that God opens up the heavens for him. This wasn't just a pat on the back. It was a major turning point, happening right before the migration to Medina that would change world history forever. And so the journey begins, but not to the heavens just yet. First, it was a physical journey right here on Earth, from the holy city of Makkah all the way to Jerusalem. For this trip, the angel Gabriel brought a special celestial mount. Its name was the Buraq. And the name itself is so cool. Buraq comes from the Arabic word barq, which means lightning. This isn't just a poetic name. It's telling you exactly what this was about. Incredible, mind-bending speed. The first major stop is Jerusalem. And something truly historic happens there. All the prophets who ever came before him, we're talking Abraham, Moses, Jesus, every single one, they were all gathered there waiting for him. And Prophet Muhammad was chosen to lead them all in prayer. What a powerful symbol, right? It was this moment that unified all the divine messages into one continuous story, with him as the final messenger. From that sacred spot in Jerusalem, the second part of the journey kicks off. The Miraj, the actual ascension, level by level, through the 7 heavens. At every single level, he's greeted by a prophet who came before him. He meets Adam, the father of us all. He meets Jesus and John, cousins who understood hardship. Joseph, who went from a prison cell to ruling Egypt. Then Idris, Harun, and Moses. And finally, in the 7th and highest heaven, he meets Abraham, the patriarch of the 3 great world religions. Each meeting was like a boost of strength, connecting him to this incredible brotherhood of prophets.
Now, this whole incredible ascent leads to the climax, the very reason for the journey, an audience with God himself, and the giving of a gift that would become a pillar of Islam.
He was taken past a boundary called the Sidrat al-Muntaha. You can think of it as the absolute limit of all creation. Beyond this point, no one, not even the angel Gabriel, could go. Prophet Muhammad went on alone, into the direct presence of God.
And it was here, in the divine presence, that the gift was given to his community, the act of prayer. And the initial instruction? 50 prayers every single day.
So on his way back down, he meets Prophet Moses again. And Moses, with the wisdom of his own experience, tells him, "Go back. Your people won't be able to handle 50. Ask for it to be made easier." This was such a crucial moment of mercy, guided by the advice of another prophet who knew the struggle. So he went back, and after going back and forth a few times, the number was finally reduced from 50 all the way down to 5. But here's the beautiful part. God promised that the reward for those 5 prayers would be the same as the reward for the original 50, a perfect example of divine mercy. So after this unbelievable spiritual high, comes the crash back down to reality, the real-world test. He has to go back to Mecca and explain to everyone what just happened, all in the span of a single night. This was the question on everyone's lips. I mean, how could anyone believe this? To the people of Makkah, it sounded completely impossible, like some wild fantasy. It just defied all logic. So how is it possible? It's really interesting. Our source material points to a modern concept that gives us a fascinating way to think about it. Einstein's theory of relativity and time dilation. The basic idea is that time isn't fixed. The faster you travel, the slower time passes for you. Now, obviously this isn't a scientific proof, but it's a powerful lens. For someone traveling at lightning speed on the Buraq, a whole night could feel like mere moments to the people he left behind in Mecca.
And as you'd expect, when he told his story, the skeptics in Mecca just laughed at him. They mocked him, they demanded proof. But when his best friend Abu Bakr heard the news, his reaction was instant. He didn't hesitate for a second. He just said, if he said it, then it is true. That absolute, unwavering faith is what earned him the title as-Siddiq, the truthful. This whole event became a test, a filter that separated deep faith from deep doubt.
So what's the big takeaway here? Why does this one night matter so much? Because this miraculous journey was the spiritual end of all that crushing hardship in Makkah. It was the event that prepared him and the entire faith for the next chapter, building a brand new society in Medina. It was the ultimate pivot from despair to destiny. And that really leaves us with something to think about, doesn't it? The entire story suggests a powerful truth about the human experience. What if our greatest breakthroughs, our most important turning points, don't come when everything is going great? What if they're actually born from our moments of absolute rock-bottom despair?